The Expert Series is back for 2026 with a big team reveal for a side in the top 100k in the world. And with 4 free transfers this week, Cunha is on the chopping block. Help me get this video to 1,000 likes. Subscribe to the channel as well. We've got the deal sheet. Let's get into it. Starting off with how the Experts team fared then in Game Week 21. It rolled the free transfer, taking it up to 4 free transfers. Still scored 57 points, which was a green arrow, up to 68.8k, 1,278 points overhaul. And Kelleher in goal, a fantastic haul of 13 points really helped. Gabriel has been sensational since coming into the team. He popped up with a 6-pointer. You cannot complain about that either. One of the key form players in the side right now. And we also saw returns in the forward line for Captain Haaland and Calvert-Lewin. So a decent week. Now, if we have a look at the leaderboard for the Experts Community Team Invitational League, we're up there in the top 10, 7th overall, 57 points this week. How are you beating the Experts team with 1,278 points overall? Let me know in the comments. There's actually 3 members of the Experts panel that are in the top 10k in the world. We've got Sam Regret FPL, who is actually 6k, and it was a big 73 pointer for Dean Jones this week, which takes him up to 8k in the world. So very competitive league. I'd love for the Experts team to win this league this season. A long way to go, but certainly well placed. Transfer plans then, as I mentioned, for Game Week 22. There's 4 free transfers, 0.7 million in the bank. And we see Michael Keane, Everton, he's suspended now for 3 game weeks. 86% of the experts, of course, voting to sell him. When you look at our substitute defenders of Klein and Heaven, there's not much there for us. So it is a position that needs improving. 57% looking to sell Manchester United's Matheus Cunha ahead of Manchester City at home, despite some decent form in recent weeks. And we also see, potentially on the chopping block, Ekitike and that tough kind of second spot on the bench between Klein and Heaven. They all get 14% of the vote. It's worth noting, actually, that Ekitike's sell was more to release funds than in being a player out of form. In terms of the buy list, well, there's a lot of activity looking around defenders, particularly budget ones, with Sunderland's Mukiele getting 47% of the vote for transfers in. If we have a look at where that transfer traffic's going for those wanting to move away from Cunha, well, Enzo Fernandez at Chelsea, 29% of the votes. He's playing in that number 10 role by the looks of things. Palmer not quite fully fit. A new manager bounce at Chelsea as well, and great fixtures. We also see some interest in Rice and Tavernier, only 2 Arsenal players in this side. 29% of the experts looking at a defensive move to get to Timber, which would be a double up on the Arsenal defence. Also some interest in Collins, Anderson and Tarkowski. Here's how the experts line up then for Game Week 22. And it's Kelleher once again between the sticks with Dubravka on the bench. And then it's a backline of Gabriel, O'Reilly and new recruit Mukiele coming in for Crystal Palace at home. Into the midfield, and it is a 3-4-3 formation with Foden, Saka, Szoboszlai and Enzo coming in for Cunha, with a forward line of Calvert-Lewin, Haaland and Ekitike, who is back fully fit now. Just a word on Haaland, just 1 goal involvement in the last 4 game weeks in the Premier League. And that was a penalty against Brighton in the 1-1 draw last time out. Pep has said that he's tired and they need Omar Mamosh back soon so that Haaland can be rested. The experts, 71% have still voted to captain Haaland, but 29% interested in Ekitike at home to Burnley. Remember, he came back from injury to play 30 minutes from the bench against Barnsley in the FA Cup on Monday night, where he got a goal and an assist. So that it's not a clean cut choice in terms of captaincy this week, and I think that's reflected in the experts' figures as well. Let's have a look at the deal sheet then, and the buy list very much reflecting the top transfers in for FPL this week. Starting off with Brentford's Igor Thiago, who scored 5 goals in the last 2 game weeks to really frustrate managers like me who sold him for Ekatike. 16 goals now this season. The fixtures are getting tougher for Brentford, but they're consistently showing up, scoring 2, 3, 4 goals a game. He is banging form. His underlying numbers have improved once again. He needs to be in our thoughts. There's also a lot of love for Gabriel, who already has 400,000 new owners. Since returning from injury, he's got 2 goals in 3 games. Clean sheet points in there are plenty as well. A fortunate substitution helped him there, but he's fixture proof. He's got so many routes to points. I think it's easy to get him in and lock in those points for the foreseeable. And then we also see Newcastle United's Bruno Guimaraes, who has scored in 3 consecutive Premier League games. He again has plenty of routes to points. DEFCON is a big one. Bonus points, clean sheet points, Wolves away. A fantastic entry point for him if you're looking for a new midfielder. On the monitor list, this is an interesting one. Manchester United, Sesko. Will we see a new manager bounce under Carrick? Well, Sesko scored a brace against Burnley last time out. He's actually top among all players for shots over the last 4 game weeks. So he is an interesting one to keep an eye on, but City at home and Arsenal away next. Not the best entry point. Wait for the fixtures to improve in game week 24. Another player on the monitor list, one being quite heavily sold this week, is Cherki. He was rested against Brighton last time out, but before that, he'd been in decent form with a goal and an assist over Christmas against Nottingham Forest. It's probably still merit to keeping him at 6.8 million. He represents good value in a very good City attack, and see what you get out of him in the next few games. Another player on the monitor list who is being sold this week is West Ham striker Jarrod Bowen. 1 goal in the last 4 game weeks. But if you look at it, 6 goals and 2 assists for a player that's 7.7 million. That's not a bad return for kind of the midway point in the season. West Ham have some nice fixtures coming up. Spurs away, obviously, this week. But then it's Sunderland at home in game week 23. Burnley away in game week 25. These are huge games for a team who are looking like they're battling relegation this season. Then onto the sell list. Well, it's a player we've discussed already, Matheus Cunha. Just the 1 goal in the last 4 game weeks. Bruno Fernandes coming back, playing in a 10 role. I think that dents Cunha's appeal. He was getting a few set pieces. There was a potential for penalties with Bruno Fernandes out, but I think we might see a change of system that doesn't suit Cunha as well now going forward. Also on the sell list, 2 players that are being quite heavily sold in FPL this week. Phil Foden and Antoine Semenyo. Now, if you were tripled up on City and owned Semenyo, who's moved now from Bournemouth to City, you'll now be quadrupled on City, and you will be forced with your next transfer to sell a Manchester City player. Now, Foden was in sensational form late November, early December. 5 successive blanks, though, is a concern. That hot streak seems to have dried up now. So I can see why managers are looking to sell. But remember, game week 23, Wolves at home. If you think he's got any chance of starting in that fixture, you're probably going to want him for that one. Semenyo, well, he's been fantastic this season. 10 goals, 5 assists. He's been one of the best players in the game. We've already seen him get off the mark for City in the Cup, which certainly will help his confidence. 7.6 million. I don't know if I'd be selling him this week. I think it feels like with City at the moment, you can maybe sell the defensive players, but keep the attacking players. So if you've got Haaland, Foden, Semenyo and a City defender, I'd probably sell the defender looking at, the issues they've got at the moment. But I'm just relaying kind of the advice that the experts are sharing there. So take that as you please. Hope you found this video useful then. Let me know what you think to the experts moves. Are you beating this experts team as well? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button. Subscribe as well. Thank you for the support. A new look on the experts series. I'm going to be consistent uploading these now right to the end of the season. Let's see if we can get a top 10k finish. Thank you for watching.